Hey everyone, welcome back to the How to Life podcast. This is the podcast that helps you learn how to maneuver through adulthood with confidence and knowledge. I'm Dr. Laura Jaggett, your host, and today you're listening to episode 82. We all have work to do in life, and we can't all be brain surgeons or astronauts or even stay-at-home parents, but everybody can start an online business with whatever skills they have at any point in their lives. It's absolutely true. Now, if you're thinking, I would love to do something like this, but I have no idea how or where to start, then you landed on this podcast episode for a reason. Jake Ling, founder of the Entrepreneur Ridealong, is my guest today. Does this name sound familiar? He was the featured coach on my show a year ago in episode 22, where he summarized his process of how to research, validate, and choose the perfect idea for your first online business. Since then, he's written a book on this topic, which has launched and is available now. So today, he's here to talk about the surprisingly simple process to start an online business and the surprisingly simple steps he took to put it all in book form. Whether you're at the beginning of your entrepreneurial journey or you're ready to publish a book and wondering how to do that, Jake has that information for you and is here to inspire you to go for it. Jake, welcome back to the How to Life podcast. Thanks for coming on again. How are you?
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm glad to be back.
Last time we talked to you, you taught us how to start an online business. You are a serial entrepreneur. At the time, you were still working a 9-to-5, right? And still doing the side hustle.
That's right. And then April of 2021, I left my day job and took it on full time. So I'm officially a full-time entrepreneur, which is a big step for me.
It's very inspiring because for those of us who were kind of nervous about starting an online business, but did it anyway with your encouragement, now we can follow your lead even further.
That's the plan. Follow me. Come into entrepreneurship with me.
And now you have just created a book.
Yes, that was the big project. As soon as I left my job, I had all this free time and I said, time to write a book.
So tell us all about your book. What's it called?
Yeah, so the book is called Step One. You can find it at step1book.com. And actually, if you go back and listen to episode 22, when I was last on the How to Life podcast, it's a lot of those same concepts, and I just moved it into the book. The book teaches you step by step how to find a business idea. I go through an exercise where by the end of it, you come away with over 150 potential business ideas. And then there is a process throughout the subsequent chapters in the book that help you narrow it down from 150 ideas down to the one best idea that's validated, viable. And then I give you a couple of steps to get started and get that business idea launched. So it's really for anybody out there saying, I want to start a business, but I don't know what to do. This is the book that's going to help you find that first idea and get something started.
There's more after the step one. It's the surprisingly simple process to research, validate, and choose the perfect online business. You offer 150 different potential businesses that one could start.
Yes. So it's actually, well, I call it a brain dump exercise. So basically it's a brainstorming exercise. I ask you a bunch of questions. You provide a couple answers to each question. And that helps you come up with 150 ideas. In the book, I also give 100 of my favorite ideas just because I've gone through this exercise so many times and I've got these business ideas that I just can't start. I know I'm never going to have time. So I put them in the book, and it comes with a companion course that gives you a video breakdown for each chapter. So it's all in the companion course, all in the book, because I'll never have time to start those businesses. So somebody's got to take them and run with them.
That's really good. I mean, you have successfully started. How many businesses have you successfully started and completed?
I'm on number 8 now. And it's been my goal to start a new one every single year, because that's the purpose of my website, the Entrepreneur Ridealong, is follow along. Here's what I'm doing. So it's what I love doing, starting new businesses, especially online. So I get to start a new one, use it as a case study. People follow along. And so I'm on number 8 right now.
So you have a really good track record. So you can take somebody, you're giving them, say, here's a great idea. If I had the time to do it, it would be a home run. You take it and go.
Absolutely. And I tell pretty much a story about every single business that I've started, all 8 within the book, and especially a couple of the failures that I've had, because that's important to show.
Yes.
Hey, my first 2 that I ever started didn't work at all. So those are good case studies in the book. It's like, here's why how I figured out this process, because I tried it and did it the wrong way. Finally figured it out, and now I've perfected the process over time. And that's what I teach my coaching clients now.
Well, you only had 2 failures. That's not too bad. But it's also important to encourage anybody who's starting this process that happens. And it's actually to your benefit, provided that you say what went wrong and then tweak it and make it right.
Absolutely. Those were the most valuable learning lessons. And those first two really got me hooked on the whole process until that third business, I got my first sale. And then I was absolutely hooked, and I couldn't stop after I realized I figured out the process, knew I could do it.
So is this a formula that you have in the book?
It is. Yeah. So it's really, it's like 5 or 6 steps. The book is called Step 1 because it's the first step is find your business idea. You go through a brainstorming exercise, then you go through an exercise to narrow it down to your 10 favorite ideas. Then you go through another exercise to analyze your market size, validate that there is a market potential there. And then you pick the top 3 out of that list. And then you go through some process of validating the idea, talking to your target market, making sure people would actually want to buy whatever you're selling for this business. And then from that, you choose the one best idea, and then some steps how to actually launch it once you have that one golden idea. So that's kind of the high level process that you go through in the book.
Is it a simple process?
It is extremely simple because I'm a pretty simple guy. So I just like to make it as basic and easy as possible.
Now, we talked about this in the last interview. You just mentioned talking to your target audience. What about someone who's afraid to talk to people or is an introvert?
So I'm very much an introvert, and I hate going out in the world and talking to strangers. And I can't do that, can't cold call people. So I do all the validation online, either by meeting people on social media. I'll use Reddit, Facebook, LinkedIn, where I can connect with people, and I can post surveys out there. I can directly talk to people in a Facebook group or a LinkedIn group where they're already aggregated. Like, for example, this book, I sold the first 10 copies of the book before I ever wrote the first word of the book, because I went on Reddit to this entrepreneurship subreddit. I connected with other entrepreneurs that are building businesses, helped talk to them, and we talked about their challenges. And then once I built up a rapport, I helped them. I shot them a message and said, hey, here's what I'm thinking of writing this book. It'll be a perfect fit for you. It's going to be launched in September. So if you want to buy it now, get in, here's the pre-sale. 10 people out of, I think it was 20, signed up and bought the book. So validated the idea, total strangers I had never met before. So, okay, people want this book. I'm going to go write it now.
So how long did it take you to write this book?
So the actual writing part didn't take that long. That was probably 2 or 3 months total of sitting down, writing and getting my draft finalized. The total process was from March, probably beginning of March to September 1st. So about 6 months, 7 months, if you count the launch period that I went through in September. Most of the work was actually working with an editor and formatting and setting up the Amazon sales page and all that little logistic stuff that went into it.
Of course. But you're a pretty methodical person. You're a planner, and I know that you're very studious. Was this book the next logical step on your entrepreneurial journey?
Yes, you know me so well. So of course it was. It was the next logical step. First of all, I love writing. I've always been blogging. I've written other books for my other websites and written courses and things like that. And I always loved that process. Entrepreneurship and talking about entrepreneurship is my true passion. So this was by far the book that I cared the most about and was most nervous about, putting my face out there in the world, talking about this. So first of all, I loved doing it. So that was an easy decision there. But also it's a great way for me now to just expand my market, my reach, and I'm reaching people that I never would have reached before, because now people that didn't know me are finding me organically on Amazon. I'm on podcasts like this and blogs talking about my book and now getting my name out there more. Now I'm getting more people into my network that are reading the book. They read 200 words of my process and what I'm saying. They really trust me. And then they download the companion course that I offer that goes with the book to help you find your business idea. Now I've got new leads, new coaching connections, new people that I'm helping. So just helping to spread this message about entrepreneurship and my process for starting a business. So absolutely the next step for me.
Well, you're very trustworthy. I trust you and what you say, and you are living proof that what you say works because you've recreated it multiple times. And I am going to, of course, link your episode 22 so that people can listen to that first. You'll get sort of a taste for what is in Jake's book. And Jake, I want to ask you a little bit about the process of building a book, though, for those of us who have been following you, have started a business, and now want to create a book. You have the idea, you have the drive. What if you don't have the time to write it? What other options are there?
So what I learned, because as you said, I'm very studious, so I went out there and learned everything I could about publishing a book. What I found was from Scribe Media. I think it's scribemedia.com. They offer a free download about how to publish a nonfiction book that I loved, and it kind of helped me with the whole process. What they taught me is all you have to do, set a goal for yourself to write 250 words per day. That's about a paragraph to 2 paragraphs of writing. That's it. If you can hit that goal every day, you'll have a book done within 6 months to 9 months. You'll have a fully written book. That's if you just hit 250 words per day. And that's weekdays only, not weekends. Most of the time, after you just start writing 250 words, you're not really thinking about it. You're just trying to hit that word count. You get in the flow and you start writing 500 words, 1,000 words, 2,000 words. And all of a sudden you're 2 hours in and you get 2,000 to 3,000 words written. It's like, wow, I just wrote 10 pages today. I should have said before that, really important to create an outline. So outline is the first step that they teach you is go through and I have 8 chapters. So I made sure I had my 8 chapters. Here's what I'm talking about in each chapter. I did my research and I know what case studies I'm going to write about. So when I'm sitting down to write chapter 2 or chapter 3, I just pull up my outline and okay, here's the bulleted list. Okay, I got to talk about this case study, that one, and here's what I'm trying to teach. So then I can just sit down 250 words per day and it really just comes together really quick.
Well, I like that you have a very manageable goal at first. So that takes out the intimidation factor. Outline also important. You just look at your bullet point and then you just expand on that. Did you ever have any doubt about the publishing part or the Amazon page? Did you have any fear along the process?
Oh, definitely. I had lots of fear along the way, just thinking like, am I wasting 6 months of my time right here? Is anybody going to buy this book or find it useful? It really helps doing that validation in the beginning and selling it to a couple people. And by the end of my pre-sale process, I ended up having a group of 20 people in what I called my founding members group. So basically the people that bought the book before it was written. That was extremely helpful because every time I wrote a chapter, so I would get done chapter 2, chapter 3, I would send it to that group and ask for feedback. I would say, hey, go ahead and read it. You're part of this group, so I'm going to get you the chapters as soon as they're written. It's not edited yet. It's not finalized, but hey, here it is. Here's the content to help you get towards your end goal. And just having that validation from those 20 people, not all of them reply every single time. Not all of them even read the book. They like get 5 emails out of 20 people that are just encouraging you and saying, hey, I really liked this. Hey, I didn't understand this topic. Can you go into more detail on that? Or like, you made my day. I understand. I figured out my business. And it keeps you going and it gives you that validation that, okay, these 20 people really enjoy what I'm writing. They bought the book. They want the topic. I know there's a lot more people out there that are also going to enjoy this and get value from what I'm saying.
Did the founding group, did they know they were the beta group, the testing group? They knew that ahead of time?
They did. So that was a big part of, like I was saying, I went to Reddit and sold it to those 10 people first. I was very upfront that the book's not ready yet, but as I'm writing it, you're going to get chapter by chapter so that you can get the content before the book's written to just help you along your process so you can get started finding your business. You're going to get it before anybody else gets to see this and it's officially published. And that was the one thing that I asked them was, as I sent these chapters, I would love it if you can provide feedback, not a requirement. I'm not going to hold you to it, but I would love it if you have a conversation with me, talk about the book. And most people were very open to do that, especially because then I could give them some little hand holding and advice along the way. If they had a question about a topic in the book, I was right there to jump on a call and work with them to get their business launched.
So that's a win-win for both parties. It's a benefit for them because they get some personal attention. It's a benefit for you because it helps you send a very clear message in your writing.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you charge a different price for the beta group just to get that out, or how did that work?
I did. So the beta group was only $10 because it's a book. It's not that expensive anyways. It's going to be right now. I think the print copy is only $15. The ebook's only $8 or $9. So I just charged $10 because you're going to get my personal help along the way. And I just wanted to validate that somebody a total stranger would pull out their wallet, hand over their credit card and pay me some sort of money for this product that I was offering.
That's got to be a very big boost when a stranger pays you money for something that you haven't even created yet. They believe in you and what you have put out so far.
Exactly. I mean, my mom and dad already bought like 10 copies of the book. So that's not validation. They're going to just buy it and give it to all their friends. But total stranger that I've never seen before, never met, just had a couple comments back and forth on the internet. They saw my idea, they saw my vision, and they said, yep, I want that. So it really helps to encourage you to push through because other people will get the value.
That's really cool. I like that. That's motivating to me also. How do you go about publishing it?
I went fully self-publishing. I've never worked with a traditional publisher before, but I just went the self-published route because I wanted the full control over the book and it's the easiest way. So I used Amazon KDP, which is Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing. You can do that to publish your book onto Amazon, and they can publish an ebook for you and a print book. And I'm also working on an audio book. So those three are going to be out there. The process is actually really, really simple. So you just go sign up, log in, this Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing, and they give you step-by-step instructions and a little template and format of how it needs to be formatted for an ebook, how it needs to be formatted for a print book. And the process was really, I wrote everything in a Word document, unformatted the entire book. And then I just had to change my formatting in the end to match the Amazon requirements for print and ebook. I used 99 Designs to run a contest to have somebody create the book cover for me. And that was a really cool process. That worked out great. And then just plug in the book cover to Amazon. And there you go. Your book's published.
I want you to elaborate a little bit on the 99 Designs. You said you had a contest. What does that mean?
Yeah, so 99 Designs is actually my first time using it, but I've heard about it so many times on other podcasts, other resources. But it's basically a place where you can post a job. In this case, it was a graphic design job. I posted the job and said, here's what I'm looking for. Here's the book that I'm writing. Here's what it's about. I could give some input on my vision for the cover. I didn't really have a big vision, so I just said it's business, it's professional. I kind of like the minimalist style. Going to be for entrepreneurs. So I just threw that out there. Here's the book. Here's the subtitle. And I had about, I want to say it was 60 or 70 people that came back, graphic designers, came back with their vision for what my book cover should look like. And I get to sort through those 60 potential book covers. I got to talk with each designer separately and say, hey, I like this. I don't like this. Can we try a different color? Can you increase the font size? Make my name bigger or something like that. Try a different image. What I did, I ended up narrowing it down to about 5 of my favorite book covers. It was about a 2-week process going back and forth. And I took my top 5, my 5 favorite designs from different designers, and I ran a poll. So I created a poll that you can do right on 99 Designs, sent it out to my email subscribers, friends, family, anybody that I could to vote on what was their favorite. And that helped me. People could leave feedback and what they liked and didn't like about cover. I posted it on Facebook groups and things like that too. Probably had 200 responses or so, people voting on their favorite book cover. And the one that I chose ended up getting like a 4.5 stars out of 5. It was by far the favorite, blew all the other covers away. So it was an easy choice for me. It's blue and it kind of sticks out on the Amazon page, has these little paper airplanes flying around. So that was the favorite out of everybody. So that's what I went with.
That's actually very smart because people do judge a book by its cover.
They do. And especially on Amazon, there's so many books to choose from, especially in the entrepreneurship space. So I like it. I can scroll through Amazon now and I can see my bright blue popping out and I can see how it compares to other books out there. And I really do agree with everybody's opinion that that was the best cover.
And by the way, 99 Designs is a freelancing site where there's all different kinds of freelancers. In this case, Jake needed graphic design. Could somebody format a book there?
I actually ended up I used Fiverr.com to find somebody to format my book because there's all these little things like that. You don't have to do this, but you'll notice when you read a book that like every paragraph is indented except for the first paragraph, and that the titles are formatted a certain way, margins are a certain way, footers and headers are a certain way. So I hired somebody on Fiverr that does it for a living. I think I only paid $50 and they formatted it for paperback and it was good to go for Amazon.
It's very worth it to outsource these things because, you can't possibly learn how to do everything and be an expert at everything. And you're very happy with the results.
I tried for a couple hours in Microsoft Word. Amazon gives you the format they recommend and they give you some instructions, but Microsoft Word can just be so frustrating sometimes. Like I would change one little tab and all of a sudden all my images were on the wrong page and like everything would just went wrong. So I had to delete it and start over. So hire somebody, make it easy.
Fiverr, 99 Designs, Upwork is another one. A lot of places that you can get this done. Are you going to write a book on how to create and publish a book?
It definitely crossed my mind. But no, I'm probably not going to. I am going to create some content around it, though, just like we're talking about here. I'm going to probably write some blogs or some podcasts for this step-by-step process, maybe even a little YouTube video course, just because that's exactly what I do on my website. Here's a case study of what I'm doing, how I did it. So I can't learn something and not then turn around and teach it. So I just have to go and create some type of little course to help people publish a book.
Because you are a helper. We're so grateful that you are.
It's fun.
So now that your book is out, how's it doing?
Yeah, it's doing great. So I went through this whole launch process where I created a big list it was a list of 70 connections that I have, whether it's people I've coached in the past, friends and family, colleagues, and the 20 people that had already bought the book. And they were my launch team. So on launch day, I went out to them and said, hey, the book is out here. I'd love if you go pick up a copy. I launched it for only 99 cents during this launch week, because the way Amazon works is you find these keywords that you want to rank for on Amazon. So in my case, online business ideas is what I wanted to target, because if somebody types that in, I want my book to show up there as one of the first results. It's doing well so far. So it's picking up that keyword. But the way Amazon works is it uses this bestseller ranking system. So the more sales you get in less amount of time, your ranking gets better. And the more reviews you get, the better your rankings do. And it also helps with conversion. So people see that you got a bunch of reviews, more people are willing to buy because of social proof. So that's the purpose of this launch team, is that I put it out there. My goal was, and this is what I learned from other authors that have kind of set these targets and goals, is that my goal was to get 50 sales and 20 reviews within the first 2 weeks. And I ended up getting over 120 sales, 25 5-star reviews. It hit the number one new release for the e-commerce category. It reached number 2 bestseller overall in e-commerce. Hit number 1 new release as home-based business. So basically my launch team really stepped up. They all came, picked up a copy of the book, left some reviews, and then just a bunch of other strangers came and found the book. I would say probably 30 to 40 of my launch team picked up a copy of the book. And then the rest of them, the other, 80 or so people were total strangers that found it on Amazon and just started ranking well. And they all came in, picked up a copy of the book, and that really shot it up the rankings. And now it's doing really well, and just still getting a couple sales trickle in every day, which is my goal, to just get 2, 3, 4 new sales per day, which is 2 or 3, 4 new people into my world, new leads every day. And that's my goal. So the launch went really well, and then just tapering off now and just traditional marketing, and the sales are still rolling in.
That is so cool. You had a deliberate strategy. So smart.
Exactly. And then after the launch, so after that 2 weeks, then I increased the price of the ebook to what's now, I think it's $8.95 right now. And then I launched the print book out there. That's $14.95. So now both of those are out there, and that's what's selling now. It's just traditional sales. But that low ticket price is simply just to get people in the door, help your rankings, get people to consume your content and be interested in leaving a review. And that really helps your Amazon ranking, helps more people see it and in the future buy your book.
Well, whatever the price of this book is at any point, you definitely want to pick it up, because you are going to learn so much about how to start your own online business. And as you can tell from this interview, Jake is so calm and soothing and encouraging. He's awesome. How can we find your book and find out more about you, your coaching, and the Entrepreneur Ridealong?
Yeah, so the book is over at step1book.com, just a simple one-page website where it'll just take you right to Amazon, basically, where you can pick up a copy of the book. And you can learn more about me over at entrepreneurial.com. That's my website where I talk all about entrepreneurship, following my journey, interviewing entrepreneurs, and just sharing step-by-step what I'm doing along my entrepreneurial journey and building these online businesses. So that's where you can find out more about me.
Jake, thank you very, very much for coming on again. It's exciting to talk with you. It's inspiring to watch what you've done this past year. And I just wish you the best of luck and success. And I'll have you on again here another time in the future when you've done something else amazing.
Yeah, I can't wait to be back. And thank you for having me on again.
If it sounds pretty easy, it's because it is. The hardest part is getting started, but you have an awesome person here to hold your hand. The tools and help you need are right here with Jake for the taking. Go now and pick up his book, Step 1, the surprisingly simple process to research, validate, and choose the perfect online business. I promise you, you can do this. If you want to hear a bit more from Jake, check out episode 22, where he summarizes this process. And go to his website, the entrepreneurial.ridealong.com. There is so much great free content there. If you want more, he has courses, coaching, and he just started a membership community. You can even set up a free discovery call to see what help he can offer you. I'm a huge fan of Jake Lang, and I myself have sought his counsel and guidance with my own business. I will post all of his contact information and the links to his book and more in the show notes at howtolife.com/082. If you are enjoying this content, please give it a 5-star rating and or a positive review on Apple Podcast or whatever your favorite podcast platform is. And thank you very much for the kind comments and encouragement so far. I really, really appreciate your support. If you'd like to hear about something specific, please feel free to send me an email at drlj@howtolife.com, and I will make a show or mominar just for you. What's a mominar? It's a short video tutorial on how to perform or deal with a basic life skill. You can check those out on my YouTube channel, How to Life. Subscribe to both the podcast and the channel to get the adulting information you may have missed in school. But let's be honest, they don't teach this stuff in school. Well, that's it for today. I look forward to meeting with you all again next time. Until then, enjoy the rest of your week and maybe start thinking about your own online business and all the freedom and fun it can bring you. It's never too late to start. You are right where you're supposed to be. You got this.